Hey there, here is a walkthrough of my most recent patch, the Forbidden Password, as I've called it. So let's check out what's going on here. I've connected this LFO right here. I'm set on square wave to be what's controlling, what's kicking off the ADSR and the AD envelope here. So through the patch bay, LFO1 is triggering this stuff here. That's set to go along with the clock, so I have this. But I just decided to choose it that way so that I could not have to worry about programming in every single one of these things and have them all be on the right notes and pitches and stuff. So I just have to change notes every once in a while. So I've got several pages across here to do that main root note, but then the arpeggiation's actually happening with this velocity track. And in the velocity track, I have it set to 5 volts. And it's they're set to basically the root, the fifth, which is actually 0.58 volts, I think, or something, and then and then some of them set to like 1 volt and things like that. So it's the root and the fifth, and I think one of these over here is 2 octaves up. And then that is I learned from another video I saw that if you just send that directly into the FM, it doesn't quite track exactly, so you need to kind of do some shenanigans. So I taking that track, sending it into one of my VCAs up here, attenuating it a little bit, and then sending it into the FM, and then this guy just dialing it in so it really locks up, or locks into tuning to that octave exactly. Yeah, that's the main arpeggiation that's happening there. In my video, I didn't end up using it, but I actually have a full 16 steps of this that goes up to the higher octave later. But anyway, that's all on the velocity track right here. Let's just pull these out for right now. So we've got 2 voices happening here. We've got my bass that doesn't get that FMing, but it just tuned the octave down, and then these guys on VCO1 that are getting that FMing that's adding that little arpeggiation. Across the actual pitch track, I've got it going between C and G and E flat, changing across these different pages in a couple spots. So that's where that pitch change is coming from, and then the arpeggiation from the FMing. So let's check out some other things I've got going on here. So LFO1, doing my main triggering. LFO2, which is set to sequentially be random, is being sent to a couple spots here. One of which is into channel 2, that we will be that then is being attenuated a little bit to control the dry wet of my FX aid, and then the other part of LFO2 is being sent up here to Plaits, which is where my counting is coming from. So let's explore a little bit more what's coming out of here before we get too far. So pressure track here is just set to oh, I turned it off, but this is what's actually triggering Plaits. So right now I have it all off, but it is triggering Plaits to give us our counting. So this is set on our voice mode, set to the number counting one, and then morphing with the kind of sample and holdy type LFO that we've got coming out of there, so that we get random numbers. Output of that going into my hexagram, which is VCAs, and working as a mixer in this case, which is then being sent out into the Three Sisters. So I can control the volume on my VCA, and then sent over to the Three Sisters filter, into the all output and out of the all output, with FM doing a bunch of crazy things, with maths mixing things together. So let me turn that off so we can talk about what all's coming through here in maths. So channel 4 here is just cycling really slowly, but the main thing I'm using is I'm using this end of cycle output, so that I can make channel 1 an actual kind of ADSR thing. So this end of cycle is kind of high for a certain amount of time, and then low for a certain amount of time. And you can see I've got a rise at the beginning of that and a fall at the end of that. That's my channel 1. And channel 1 is being pretty heavily sent into the mix. And then I also have noise occasionally being sent in here. So on my Variegrate, just on this step right here, am I sending high CV to this? The noise from my Minibrute into this input, so that noise is occasionally coming into channel 3 here. And then that mix is being sent to 3 different places, one of which is inverted, but it doesn't make a huge difference what's happening. So this is a mixture between this kind of ADSR wave that slowly ramps up, holds for a while because of that, and then slowly ramps down, mixed together with occasional noise when the Variegate, which is not even clocked together with my Minibrute, hits that like 5th or 6th step or whatever. So that's being sent to a couple spots. It's being sent to the FM input of Sisters, which I believe is what we're kind of hearing hissing and going right now, because we're hearing this, we've got this quality cranked up quite a bit. And you can hear when that noise gets mixed in as well. It's also being sent down here to the input for the resonance modulation. So that's turned up a little bit just to change the resonance on this one as well. And then that is also through this inverted version of it though, and then attenuated a little bit with this attenuator here, controlling the decay time of the main voice down here. So if we keep that voice out but turn up these guys, can hear it's occasionally getting longer and lower delays with that as it goes through. So those are the main things that are going on. And then coming out of the Three Sisters is into my hexagram, into the mix here. And then this is what's coming out of my Minibrute of my main synth voices. And then this is, again, coming from the Three Sisters, which is the counting voice there. And both of those out into FX8, which is on a, I think a ping pong delay into chorus that I got turned up pretty wet. And then again, having that randomized sequenced LFO2 a little bit controlling the dry wet that's just heading out to my ears here on the headphone out. So I believe that's all of what's going on. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed down here. Nope. So that's what we got going on here. Let's kick back on the counting, and away it goes. So very different from what I've normally done, but yeah, fun to explore new worlds. That's what modular is all about, right?